All right, it's time to talk about Project 1. So Project 1, it can be found in the first module. Nope, I lied. It can be found in the second module as it follows Section 6. So Project 1 is all about weighted averages in Section 6. So when you click into the project, you're going to notice that the first document is the document. And we're going to go over that in just a minute. It's down here on my screen. You can't see it. It's a Word document, and it's going to tell you everything you need. That's great. The rubric, you don't really need to worry about that. That's just kind of like, I'm going to talk through that. The last one is video help. So if you think I'm not very good at Excel, what am I going to do? No worries. This video will kind of walk you through step by step how to get through the Excel portion of the project. Okay. You can also use Google Sheets. You can use numbers if you have a Mac, all of those things. The only thing I say about using something other than Excel is that I can't help you. I don't know if the formulas are the same or different. It's just easier if you use Excel. And if you say, well, I don't have Excel, no problem. As an Ivy Tech student, you have free access to that. It kind of changes how to get there. So if you need help with that, let me know, and I will help you navigate how to get Excel. Okay, let's talk about this Word document. This first Project 1, got the red thing here, first thing. All right, so it is the weighted gradebook. Now, I've highlighted a few things on mine, it's not in the other one, to highlight here. So first things first, you're going to turn in 2 things for this project, an Excel spreadsheet and a Word document. That Word document is going to have all of your answers to the questions, right? This is a 2-part project, 50% on each. Now, the big thing about this is that if you don't do the Excel portion right, you cannot do the Word portion correct. So it is just going to tank your score. Now, because of that, I will check your Excel portion. So once you do that, because you have to do that first, you can send it to me. I will check it, make sure it's good. Then you know, if I say yep, and I sign off on that, you know you have 50 out of 100 before you've even done any of the questions. Okay, so you're going to need both of those documents. So first, let's talk about the Excel spreadsheet. In Excel, you are going to calculate the weighted average based entirely in Excel. So you will not pick up a handheld calculator at all because Excel is just a calculator. So what we're going to do is we are going to, way down at the bottom of this page, we have categories and scores. This is the information you are going to input into Excel. Now, I recommend double checking, because if you miss one thing, everything blows up, right? So just make sure that you have these 7 categories, 7 different categories, and then the scores that go with them. You will notice that homework has 20 scores. Make sure you put them either in a full line horizontally or 1 line vertically. Makes it easier. Okay, so that's what you're using for this. Now, if we go back up to the Excel. So you're going to just follow these instructions. Put your name, course name, section number, right? So Becky Menning, Math 123, section B3B. Upper left-hand corner, boom, you get points for that. Then you're going to create your first table with category and scores. That's what I just showed you. You're just going to input them exactly the way you see them. There's no thought to that. You literally just put them in. Then we're going to get to the fun part. You're going to make a separate table, or you can add it on, whatever you want to do. But you're going to find the category averages, the weights, and the percentage points. And if this is where you go, don't worry about it, right? Check out that video that I posted in the module, and you're fine. For those of you not in my class, that video can be found on my YouTube page. Just search my name, Becky Menning. Okay, so you're going to basically do this, and you're going to find the weighted average. That is the first half of this project. Now, when you do that, feel free to send it to me. I will check it off. I will send it back to you. Okay. Now, this is a working document, meaning that when you first do it, you get 1 score, and then you are going to change it. We're playing the what if game. Okay, so when we get down to the questions, and this is where the Word document comes in, we have 5 questions. So in the Word document, you should have 5 paragraphs. That's how I kind of see this, okay? So for question 1 is your first paragraph, and you're going to follow all of this. You're going to explain what you did to create the table. Just talk through it. What did you do? How did you figure it out? Then you're going to tell me what the final grade is. Like, what's the percentage? 78.1. I don't know what the answer is. But you're going to give me a the decimal to one place, and then what letter grade is that? The letter grade stuff is again at the end of this page. Then you go to question 2. At the end of the semester, the instructor decides to drop a single 0. So you're going to go back to your spreadsheet, and you're going to say, okay, if I change one of those zeros. Now, we call this a working table or working spreadsheet, because if you use all of the formulas, then as you change numbers, everything changes. All of your formulas will recalculate, okay? So you're going to change a 0. You're going to take that 0 out and see what happens. Just delete the 0. What happens? How does that grade change? So you're going to figure out by just changing these, which score would be the most impactful. If you drop that, will you reach the next level? So you're just going to answer those questions. Now, you don't just say yes. You get 0 points for that. You need to say the 0 in the projects column would be the most impactful. If that 0 is dropped, the grade changes to an 82.9, therefore changing the grade from a C to a B. Okay, I need like a sentence that shows me you know what you did. If you just say yes, I say that they have no idea what they're doing, cross it out, no points, okay? Each of these questions is 10 points. So if you don't answer one of them correctly or well, I should just say like you don't answer it, you get a 0. Most of the time you will earn some type of partial credit, if not full credit, okay? Question 3, the student already missed 4 homework assignments in the course. How many total homework assignments could the student have missed to keep their current overall class grade? Now remember, miss means you get a 0. So this is saying if we change more grades to a 0, how does that impact the grade? So you could say, I added 10 more, you changed to 10 zeros and still had a 70.1, which is a C. Whatever. Again, tell me what you did and how it changed your grade. Quantify your answers. Use numbers. That is the whole point of this class, is numbers. Okay? Question 4. Given the student's final grade, what is the lowest possible score for exam theory that a student could have? Okay, so you're going to go back to your working document. By the way, after every question, you go back to the original. Okay? This is not, you don't just keep adding on. Every time you go back to the original set of scores, your original score. Okay, so after number 1, go back to the original. After number 2, go back to the original. Okay? All right, so lowest possible score for exam 3. So you go to exam 3 and you just start changing the grade. It was an 85, change it to an 80. How does that change the final grade? Because remember, you're using formulas. So after you change the grade, it's going to affect everything. So change the grade, see what happens. And then again, quantify your statement. Give me, your paragraphs don't have to be huge, but they need to tell me everything you need me to know. Okay? And then question 5, you have 2 scenarios. Scenario A, if the student failed every exam, failing is a 59. Okay? Just FYI, that's the highest F you could get, is a 59. If the student failed every exam but had a perfect score in all other assignments, okay, so 3 exams, 59 each, perfect score, hundreds on everything else. Or option 2, right, so you're going to change that and see what happens to the grade. Option B, if the student failed all assignments, so 59s on all of those, but a perfect score on every exam, hundreds on those, and then let's talk about this, right? And notice it says 59 is the failing score, okay? And justify, quantify, what happens when you do this? So just make sure you're using words. Now, that's the project, okay? Again, I will check your Excel document. I will not check your Word document. I only want to read those things once, and I barely want to do that, okay? But if you send me your Excel, I will check it, okay? The first, like, to make sure that you have it right at the beginning so that you can go. When you turn in your Excel document, I want it to be the original. So if the final grade, when you first do it, is a 79.1, that's what it should be when you turn it in, okay? You're going to do all of this fun stuff, and then you're going to change it back to the original and turn it in. Okay, if you have other questions, you know how to find me. Thank you. You're welcome.